Ryan McLaurin. Ryan McLaurin, a senior, 3-year starter at defensive end. One of the greatest kids I've ever coached in 14 years in terms of his work ethic, his personality. He's great in the classroom. He's great in the weight room. He wrestles. He's always busy. He's involved. He's not just a football player on campus. He does everything. Another guy that everyone loves around here. And we're going to really miss Ryan. He's kind of what it's all about. You could have my 4-year-old turn out to be something like him. I'd be very, very happy. And we'll miss Ryan. For the Coaches Award, and we had to come up with one. And Coach Dunn is going to talk about that person.
I don't want to be overly dramatic here. Coach Majori mentioned some things about this kid earlier, but I got to say, in all honesty, you know, I've been around forever. Like Coach Majori said, I've been to a lot of football banquets, and I've been to a lot of track banquets, but I've never been more honored to present an award than I am right now. 3 years ago, when these seniors were freshmen, we actually had one of the kids on the team that didn't go here. He went to iPoly, which is the digital high school at Cal Poly, and because they don't have a sports program up there, he was allowed to play here, and it was legal. But our principal at the time didn't like that idea and was talking about not letting him play, wasn't going to play anymore. And Coach Platt, who you met earlier, who I've known for 30-something years, and is normally a pretty easygoing guy, he went absolutely nuts. I've never seen Coach Platt do anything like that. He said, if you guys get rid of that kid, it's the worst mistake we've ever made and all this. Well, anyway, things worked out, and you might say, well, what is it that's so great? Well, first of all, let's talk personality. An absolutely wonderful kid. Always has a smile on his face. In the 3.5, 4 years I've known him, I've never seen him mad at anybody. Everybody on the team loves him. 150 kids on the track team, and they all love him. Let's talk accountability. Almost every single day for 3 years on varsity, he's been the first guy out there in the field. He is, at the end of practice, when Coach Majori calls the kids in to take a knee, no matter where he is on the field, he sprints so he can be right in front of Coach Majori. It's almost comical the effort he goes to do that. And when he does, and then he looks up and he locks on to whatever coach is talking like you can't believe. Let's talk about effort. In 3 years, again, I don't think I've ever seen him not give 100% on a sprint at the end of practice. And a lot of kids, a lot of fast kids, they find ways to blend in. You look and you think, that kid's a heck of a lot faster than that. Why isn't he up in the front? Well, this particular young man, you never had to do that. And because he's a lineman, he usually ran with the lineman, and he was so much a better athlete than any of them. He'd be like 20 yards ahead every time. But let's talk now effort, accountability. Student. He is a 3.3 student, and he's getting a little bit of recruiting from Columbia, an Ivy League school. Let's talk athletic ability. He is an all-league football player. He will be a league champion wrestler this year. He almost was last year. He's, believe it or not, he's a guard in football and a defensive end, but he's one of the better sprinters on our team. He's just an absolutely terrific kid. And you know, as coaches, I think, you know, coaches kind of sometimes have a language all their own. And I think one of the most overused phrases in high school and college is for a coach to say, he's a great kid, he's a great kid. Well, this is one time when it's not overused. This is a truly great kid. You know, they talk sometimes about like a player that comes along. We had Walter Thurman, who's at the University of Oregon, and people say, well, he's a once-in-a-decade player. Or we had in the 90s, we had a kid, Miguel Merriweather, and you could say, like, Coach, you'll never coach another kid like that kid as long as you coach. Well, let me tell you, this kid's the same way. Not just not as a football player necessarily, but just as a human being. He's a truly, truly wonderful kid who we are going to miss. So it's my pleasure to present the two-time Coach's Trophy winner, Ryan McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.